Why realtors always say it's a good time to buy.
Coming up next on Real Estate Dirt.
Why realtors say it's always a good time to buy. And at the end, we'll tell you 2 ways that we think, maybe you shouldn't buy. But we're going to tell you why us realtors always say it's a good time to buy.
We are so pushy.
And why maybe we're not always pushy, that there's some actual data behind it. Now, I'm not saying that some of them aren't.
No. We are super pushy, and we're always just trying to make a fast buck.
Yeah. I think that's how sometimes it appears, right? There's actual logic and reason behind it. And one of the top reasons, just Google it, 90% of millionaires made their money in real estate.
True.
Realtors didn't make that up at all. It is real estate. It is the number one place to invest your money, period. Google it all day long. So yes, are realtors always saying it's a good time to buy? Well, yeah. Because that's how the wealthy made their money. 90% of them.
And we also need to eat.
Number 2 is it's very rare that it is better for you to rent than own.
Very true.
Now, I can tell you that you might not know this, but Grant Cardone, I think he rents his house, but he has a ton of investments and he has some tax strategies for that he's gone through. It's going down a rabbit hole. But obviously, if you're going to become a huge real estate investor and that's some strategy you use. Tycoon, that would be the word. Then yes. But I would say most of us, or a lot of us, we just want you to have home ownership for yourself instead of rent. So at least own your primary home, if nothing else. Even if you don't want to be an investor, have a second home, do all those things. At least own your
If you're renting, 100% of the money that you're paying every single month is just gone.
Right.
You're never going to see that again. At least if you buy something, at least you're building equity, building wealth.
Yeah. It appreciates in value. You have tax write-offs. You can decorate it how you want. It's a long-term investment.
Can I decorate how I want?
Not here.
But wait a minute. You just told everybody that we get to decorate how we want.
Well, yeah, because you're married to me. My house, too. Hey, I'm not talking relationships. I'm just saying technically the ownership of the property gives you that right. How this goes, he blocked me for years. We have a whole sconces issue. He blocked me for years. I just now, after 26 years, got to decorate one room in our house, more freely than ever. Okay? He shouldn't care so much, but he does. The other reason that owning versus renting is better is typically when you own, your monthly payment is going to be less than when you rent. And even if it's equal, the tax benefits and the appreciation on the back end will offset, what's your favorite word?
Offset, yep.
Your expenses on a monthly basis. So that's reason number 2 that realtors are always saying you should buy. No. Reason number 1 was 90% of millionaires make all their money in real estate, so it's always good to invest. Number 2 is owning is almost always better than renting for those reasons that we said. Okay.
Just number 2 was really long.
Number 3, we talked about it in our lifetime. The only time we ever saw a serious drop. I know there was a few other recessions, but the serious drop everybody remembers is 2008, where everybody took a hit and nobody ever wanted to repeat what their parents did and whatever the case may be. Well, I'm going to tell you, real estate is typically a long-term investment. And I don't know many people from 2007 or 8 purchases that aren't well above water at this point, considering the skyrocket of prices in the last year and a half that really just balanced out the other years that it took a hit, right? In 2008, 2009. It just kind of recovered in one big swoop.
Let's be clear. The conditions that created 2008's crash are not present today.
No.
So even though I believe we're technically in a recession right now, the financing and all the things that were the snowball effect that created that are not here.
Right.
So the chances of that happening again, probably not very likely.
But no crystal ball. So why are realtors always saying it's a good time to buy? Because long-term home ownership, at least for your primary, is the best way to build wealth. Somebody who owns their own property is always ahead of somebody who is a renter. But there are 2 reasons that we came up with that we thought, in these 2 situations, we might tell you not to, well, we would tell you not to buy. That if you're unsure of your living arrangements for the next few years, if you think you're only going to be here for a couple of years, you might move out of state, something of that nature. So whatever you buy, you're going to have to...
Someplace warm.
Yep, I know. So you think you're going to have to sell it? You know, you're going to buy something only to sell it in a couple or a few years? Yeah, you should probably rent if you're really unsure. But if you plan to stay here and you're pretty settled and you think you're going to be here 5+ years, yeah, you shouldn't be paying rent. You should buy. The other one we came up with that we might tell you, no, it's not a good time to buy. I did have somebody, their mom called. They had a condo in Wheaton, and we went through the numbers. It was a second home, and they were only thinking about, you know, selling it to get something else. And really, when we did the numbers, they had bought it so long ago and how often they used it, they weren't going to really get a lower monthly payment. And they didn't need more space. They didn't have a growing family. They didn't even spend all their time there. And I said, to be honest, you're probably better off just holding on to it if you're going to use it periodically, or if you're not going to use it, then I'd sell it. But they had a daughter that might use it as well. So in that regard, they weren't going to get a lower payment, and they weren't looking for anything larger or different or something with a pool.
It wouldn't have been cost prohibitive.
Yeah. I mean, they had all the things they need, and they couldn't get it for less. So we told them, like, yeah, I would keep it, honestly. Those are 2 instances that we would probably tell you not to buy. But if you don't own, we're going to tell you to buy. And we're also going to tell you the number 1 reason realtors are always saying it's a good time to buy is because we all know that the best time to buy is always when you are ready. And then we use the market to strategize to get you your best possible deal. Like right now, everybody is strategizing buy downs to lower your interest rate, or coming in below list price, or asking for credits. So we're using the condition of the market to get you best possible deal.
Strategery.
And if you're going to be in it long term, we're going to help you build wealth. So yes, we're always telling you to buy, not because we're used car salesmen, but
because we're starving.
But because it's a good investment. So there you have it. All the reasons why realtors always say you should be buying. And that's it for Real Estate Dirt. If you
like and subscribe.
Yeah. And watch another video, and we will see you next time.
Peace.
What else was I going to say about the rent?
I don't know what you were going to say. We'll cut this part out.
You're going to have to, because I actually lost my spot. We have to start over. Start over. Don't cut that part out again. Cut that part out again.
Wait, what?
Like for real. Shh. 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 I actually did.
Just figure it out. Or
Okay.
do what?
Okay. I can figure it out. All right. What did I just say?